This will be interesting to see. We can see both coxswains have their hands up at the moment, indicating they are not straight and ready. And once they take their hands down, we'll see a pretty swift start.
Attention!
Well, you called that dead right, Sarah. It was a swift start. As soon as those hands went down, they've been sat with the blades square in the water. As we see a furious, ferocious start from both the crews. Looking at the St. Catherine's girls, they're really going for it, Sarah.
They are absolutely hammering it there. We can see in the stroke seat, Bronte Cullen absolutely driving her crew out of the blocks. They would know that this is going to be the key. I can't quite remember, but I think it might have been Surbiton that knocked out Melbourne Girls Grammar School the other day. That may or may not be correct, but I think from memory that's what happened. And the Melbourne Girls Grammar and St. Cat's crews have really been very close throughout the season, less than a second separating them for most of the regatta. So if this crew beat MGGS, then St. Cat's is going to have a very tough time today.
Well, let's see how they're going to go. That ferocious start from the crew from St. Catherine's have got them a small lead at the top of the island. But now the crews are going to need to be settling into some kind of sustainable pace. But this is a match race as we have a look. A real good pull on the finish from Bronte Cullen in the stroke seat, backed up by all of her crew. They're really looking to make every stroke count. Good, strong body leans, really throwing their bodies into the second half of the stroke. Probably quite effective in this headwind.
Yeah, certainly needing that strong sit back together into the head breeze conditions. But Surbiton, very impressive here. Very smooth, very flat. Wow, look at the pain faces already. This race is going to hurt.
This race is going to hurt. Looking at these Surbiton girls, just taking a little look at that orange thing that they've got on the button. They've eased the gearing for this headwind just for today, for this race. They've changed that, probably a decision on the water. They know how strong the headwind is. Hopefully that will work out for them through their eyes. They're hanging in, which is really effective for them. That we saw that aggressive start from St. Catherine's. Now we're looking at the Surbiton team, and you can see, I'm just trying to point it out to you, the little orange cuff inside of the button, which eases the gearing, so it gives the rower a little bit more inboard leverage, a little bit less outboard length of oar, so they don't go quite as far per stroke. It comes through easier. So basically they've changed the gear on the bike to make it just a little bit easier. You can see the water splashing on our cameras.
Bit of dramatic effect there, but it probably gives you a feel of what it's like to be in the boat. Fast and furious conditions out there today with the wind, but it is a head breeze, so the race is going to be longer. It's going to be tough. This is going to be a long, hard race for these girls. You can see them gritting their teeth. They're absolutely going for it here. Zara Peel in the bow seat, Jemima Wilcox, Lucy Green, Zara Bongiorno, Chloe Nevins, Sarah Marriott, Sienna Darcy in the 7 seat, Bronte Cullen in the stroke, and Summer Bala-Kellett in the coxing seat, driving her crew, calling her crew. They have an ever so slight advantage over Surbiton High School.
They do have an ever so slight advantage, but you can see it on the left. It's only small. The rowers will be able to see that too, and they'll be able to feel it. They'll be able to sense it. There's crew right alongside you. This is what Henley races are all about. And in these really tough conditions, brilliant to see these junior women's eights. As we see a real lovely close-up there, our director is doing a beautiful job showing you what I was talking about there, that slightly eased gearing on those blades that they've got. You can see their stroke coach even, they're doing 34 strokes a minute in that Surbiton boat, sitting in the stroke seat. It's Charlotte Hubbard behind those sunglasses, and they're backing her up. They're moving really well. They'll know this club has been working towards this. 11 years of rowing at the school. Many girls have gone before them, and now here they are on the Henley course, hanging in there alongside this strong Australian course crew. They're coming towards the halfway mark. The yellow flag's been dropped, so the first bow has crossed the line, and I don't know quite which one it is. They look very close to me.
Yeah, perhaps St. Cat's with a lead still at this stage on the left-hand side of your screen. It's a big commitment to come all the way here from Australia. Expensive and logistically very challenging, but this is our national champion crew, and they've come over here to match themselves against the best junior women's eights in the world.
Well, they're up against one of the best here with Surbiton High School. They were second to Henley Rowing Club at the national schools, but they're one of the best that Great Britain has to offer, and they're really taking it to this undefeated crew from Australia. absolutely brilliant race, stroke for stroke, almost bow ball for bow ball. We won't quite see, as you said, Sarah, the crew on the near side are hanging in there. That angle had deceived me. It's looking like it's about a third of a length. So Surbiton can still do it from here. We've still got about a third of the course left. An exciting one for sure.
Everything to play for here. This program at St Catherine's, led by Bridget Carlisle, doing a wonderful job with this program and these young women. A class crew contributing half of the Australian Junior Women's 8 last year in 2021.
Well, I've checked my records, Sarah, and yesterday Surbiton did race against Melbourne. They drew level with them around the 3/4 mile. We're now past the 3/4 mile. We're coming to the mile marker. They will be desperate to try to draw level with the crew from St Catherine's, but St Catherine's are still looking that little bit stronger. The marker has gone up with the number 2, showing that it's still going to be St Catherine's in front, but there's still plenty of racing left on this one.
As we see there, the crew from Surbiton absolutely sucking in the air at this point. Claudia Alexander, Megan MJ Johnson, Emily Shaw, Royson Starkey, Madeline Greenstock, Izzy Kennedy, Sophie Rankin, stroke seat Charlotte Hubbard, and Kate Theobald McCoxon.
Well, I think St Catherine's School have stepped it up. I think they've gone to the enclosures and they've gone, right, when we hit the enclosure, we're going to go again. I think they look to me like they have just gone again. We can see how aggressive they can be. They've made their move, they've rolled the dice, and they've said, this is it, we're doing our big sprint to try and finish off this crew from Surbiton.
And I wonder if St Cat's were able to learn from the Melbourne Girls Grammar race yesterday. We know that Melbourne Girls Grammar and St Cat's have had only about a second between them or less in all of their matchups this year. But as you said, Greg, 3/4 mile was where Surbiton drew level with MGGS, but it looks to me like St Cat's put in a huge push there and have maybe taken it out to about 3/4 length now. So the momentum is with St Cat's. They are walking away from this. Have they broken Surbiton?
Yeah, well, St Cat's have had they're wandering a little bit in their steering. The St Cat's girls are really laying it in. You can see their backs moving. It's up to Surbiton now to see if they can respond. They're within view of our commentary position. There is still time, but Surbiton are going to have to do something really spectacular if they're to turn this one around now.
Look at these girls from St Cat's. They are stepping up a notch. They're going again. They're putting in open water now. They are moving to a length lead as they come past the stewards' enclosure. We can hear the crowd going wild. What a race this is in the Junior Women's 8. What an event this has been to add to the program.
Well, this camera position is showing us where the finish line is. You can see it's now only a few strokes to go for St Catherine's, and they have ripped it out along the stewards' enclosure. They stepped up when they got to the enclosure. They knew that Surbiton might have more to throw at them, but here they go across the line. What a fantastic race for St Catherine's School from Australia, coming across the line from this brave school from Surbiton High. This brave race they put on, but confirmation there of that result in the Prince Philip. The win for St Catherine's over Surbiton High.